You are sitting in your living room, and the scent of rain on dry pavements suddenly hits your nose. You are not in your living room anymore. For a split second, you are 10 years old, standing on the edge of a driveway, watching a summer storm roll in over the horizon. Your heart beats faster. Your skin feels the cool breeze from that long-dead July. Then, you blink. You are back in your living room, the smell of rain gone, but your brain is still vibrating from the trip. You think of this as a memory, a simple flick of a mental switch. But the real answer is far stranger. You just engaged in a neurological phenomenon that defies the laws of physics. You just traveled through time. The way you experience your life is a constant linear march forward, second by second, minute by minute. You move through time in one direction, like water rushing down a stream. But your brain has evolved a secret trapdoor that lets you step off the bank and walk upstream whenever you choose. The scientific term for this is chronesthesia, or mental time travel. It is a capacity that separates you from almost every other creature on this planet. While a dog or a cat might respond to a present stimulus, they are largely trapped in the eternal now. They do not sit and ponder what they had for breakfast last Tuesday, nor do they worry about their retirement plans for next winter. You, however, do this every single day. Psychologist Endel Tolving was the first to propose this idea back in the 1980s. He argued that human memory is not just a filing cabinet of past events, but a sophisticated machine for simulating the future. Tolving believed that when you remember an event, you are actually constructing a mental scene that allows you to project yourself into other times. You are essentially a temporal explorer. This is not just a trick of the mind, it is the fundamental engine of human survival. Think about the last time you prepared for a job interview. You spent hours sitting in your car or at your desk, playing out scenarios in your head. You walked yourself through the questions you might be asked. You traveled forward to the interview, experienced the social anxiety, anticipated the awkward pauses, and then traveled back to the present to adjust your responses. Dr. Thomas Suthorndorf, a leading researcher in evolutionary psychology, expanded on this by suggesting that this ability to imagine yourself in a different time is the core feature of human intelligence. He argues that your ability to imagine yourself in a different time allows you to weigh the consequences of your actions before they ever happen. This is how you learn to build fire, to sow crops, and to develop complex languages. You did not just react to your environment. You traveled to the future, saw the winter coming, and returned to the present to prepare for it. However, this superpower comes with a dangerous side effect. Because you are constantly traveling to other times, you are rarely fully present in your own life. You are a tourist in your own reality. When you are at dinner with friends, you are often rehearsing a conversation from earlier that day or planning a meeting for tomorrow. Your brain is a shuttlecock, bouncing back and forth between past regrets and future anxieties. You are physically here, but mentally, you are miles and years away. This leads us to a counterintuitive twist in the way you perceive your own identity. You tend to think of yourself as a single, solid entity that has existed consistently since birth. You think the person who felt that raindrop in July and the person sitting in the living room now are the same person. But science suggests that your identity is actually a series of snapshots stitched together by your ability to travel through time. Every time you revisit a memory, you are not replaying a video file, you are re-editing it. Research by cognitive scientists like Elizabeth Loftus has shown that your memories are malleable. Each time you travel back to a moment in the past, you bring your current self with you. You reframe the event based on who you are today, what you know now, and how you feel in the present. You are not recalling the past, you are rewriting it. So, who is the real you? Is it the version that existed then, or the version that is traveling back to visit? If you constantly rewrite your past, then your present is built on a foundation that shifts every time you look at it. You are a living story that is being written, edited, and revised in real time. This is why you often feel like a stranger to your own younger self. You're not looking at a photograph of who you used to be. You're looking at a character in a story that you have been polishing and adapting for decades to suit the person you have become. This is the beauty and the burden of your evolution. You are the only creature that knows it will eventually reach a point where no more trips to the future are possible. This awareness is the shadow that follows your mental time travel everywhere. It is why you obsess over legacies, why you take photos of your food, and why you keep journals. You are trying to anchor yourself in a river that never stops moving. You are trying to prove that you were here, that you witnessed your own existence before the current carries you away. But perhaps the lesson here is not to fight the current, but to acknowledge the wonder of the voyage. You are a temporal traveler who can bridge the gap between ancient ancestors who feared the dark and a future self that you have yet to meet. You can pull the wisdom of the past into the problems of the present and project your hopes into the potential of the future. You are never just one thing, and you are never in just one place. You are the architect of your own timeline, constantly building bridges between who you were, who you are, and who you might become. Tonight, when you finally close your eyes and drift off to sleep, you will leave this room entirely. You will travel to landscapes that exist only in the archives of your own mind. You will walk through the halls of your childhood home, or stand in the middle of a city you have never visited but can see perfectly in your imagination. You will be a time traveler in the most literal sense of the word. And when you wake up tomorrow morning, you will start the process all over again. You will pick up the pen and begin editing the next chapter of your story. Just remember that you are the author of every timeline you inhabit. You are the traveler, the destination, and the path itself. And you have been traveling through time since the very moment you first learned to remember who you were.